everybody, and welcome to the second edition of Press Box. This is John Carter on CTV Channel 6, and very happy to have our second show here. And today we're very pleased to have representatives from the St. Clair women's swim team, Coach Ken Sygit, along with swimmers Jane Wentrack, Grace Shinsky, Alexa Red-Smith, and Olivia Barnes. And Ken, just a really strong team this year, and I think one of the things that I saw you say a little bit before was that you actually have as many girls qualifying for the states this year as you have had in the past in your entire team. That's amazing.
Yeah, 5 years ago we had a small team. We had 8 girls, or what we refer to this day still as the Great 8. And they kind of set the foundation for the teams to come. They put in a lot of hard work and good effort. And we've seen that pay off in the years following. You know, I think that year we had 2 state qualifiers out of 8 girls is a pretty good percentage. And then the years following, they kept stepping up and staying up. And this year, I mean, 3 meets into the season, we already had 7 qualifiers. You know, so that's almost the entire team. And now we're halfway through the season, and we have 8 qualifiers for the state meet, which is, you know, pretty much the same team we had. So it speaks volumes of the girls' hard work that have come before us. We talk about legacy and stuff at practice, and what is the legacy you're going to be leaving behind for the next generation. And it's fun to watch the girls climb in the water and work so hard and come together as a team. It really is.
That's terrific. So what's your background? How did you get started in swimming?
As most kids, you know, in the rec program, I grew up in Marysville, and my sister swam rec, and, you know, typical 8-year-old couldn't sit still. And, you know, my mom's like, I got to put you in the water. You're just, you know, I'm hanging out by the side of the pool. And I just fell in love with it. A couple seasons up at rec, I got involved with Blue Water Swim Club. Started swimming year-round. That eventually led into high school swim. Swam all 4 years for Marysville, then moved on to college, swam a couple seasons out at Grand Valley State University, and then moved back to the area and just began helping out with the program that helped me, which was Blue Water, and got my hands into high school. And, you know, 12 years later, here I sit. So, little by little.
That's great. Well, and I know it really takes a lot of hard work to be successful at swimming. And tell me a little bit about the preparation all these girls go through. I mean, swimming during the summertime, all year round. What kind of, you know, conditioning do you have to do?
You know, we kind of custom tailor the program to everyone. So, I mean, you have some very dedicated athletes that work all year round. They swim club, and then they swim high school as well. They have very lofty goals, and it shows in their performance. And then you have ones that come in, your standard high school swimmers, that have the same amount of passion. They just have other things they like to do besides swim on top of it. And it's fun to watch the progression happen. You get the top-end ones who train year round, really start to worry about, oh, am I going to be where I want to be at the end of the season? And they actually get a kick out of watching the people who come in just for high school. Like, I think as they start to drop time, it motivates them to work hard, and then you have this great atmosphere of people just putting it in. We run a very tough program. You know, the girls have 6-day-a-week practices. That's Monday through Saturday, and we run mornings on top of it every single day. So, you know, they're up probably before 5 a.m. They're on the pool deck by 5:30 stretching. They're out of the water 5:45, in the classroom at 7:15, school all day, get back out. We run practice from 2:30 to 6. You know, those are some hefty hours. The girls like to remind me every day that we're here more than the teachers are.
Yeah.
So, but it speaks, again, volumes of what they want to put in. You know, we can't make them do it. We just show them the door, and they're the ones that walk through every single day. So for me personally, it's exciting to get up every day. Right. You know, everyone's alarm goes off, and you're like, oh, can I really get up? And then you remember what you're getting up for, and it's, you know, I'm out of bed and I'm excited before I even have a cup of coffee in my hand.
Well, it's nothing like success for motivation, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you had a great meet last week at the 4-Sports St. Clair County meet. Tell me a little bit about how we did, how the girls did, and some of the accomplishments they had.
The meet format changed a little bit this year. We're sponsored by 4-Sports up there in Port Huron. And we're St. Clair County, and Macomb County has what they call their county meet. And it's based on time standards a lot like your state meet is. Mm-hmm. So the coaches and I got together last November, and we were talking about maybe adding time standards to it this year. So you have to swim so fast to be able to be entered into the meet. And we all agreed on standards, and we really used that as a springboard to help push new swimmers along. You enter in the sport, and it's just, well, here's states, and you have to swim this fast before, you know, you qualify for states. We put a nice cut in the middle here so you can see the progression. You should really try to qualify for counties, and then hopefully you can move on to states. And the girls, the captains especially, were really good at motivating the newer swimmers to really hit these standards, and I think our performance was so elevated because we had so many people qualify. You know, where we like to feel we're very strong is we use the word team, but we're really like more of a family. You know, and you can watch if Gracie's not swimming in her race, she's behind Jane's lane cheering for her. If Red can't be behind Jane's lane, she's at the start again because she's got the next, but she's still cheering just as loud. Okay. And I think that's why we saw the success we did.
Yeah. So how did it end up? What wins did you have?
Of course, I didn't realize until I read the paper we won everything but diving. You know, and
that's terrific, by the way.
It
just doesn't happen very often, right?
I don't really have, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, I know they work hard, and I know they will be successful because of what they put in. But you don't go into a meet thinking you're going to win every single event, or even 1, 2, 3 an event, or break pool records and meet records. It's the icing on the cake, But we improved. Every single swimmer across the board improved on their time, and that's as a coach all you can ask for.
Right. So let's talk a little bit to the girls here, and Coach had a chance to talk, and you guys can contradict him if you'd like. But so Olivia, what events do you swim?
I usually swim the 100 backstroke, or the 50 freestyle.
Okay. How did you get started in swimming?
Well, I swam for Blue Water in like 3rd grade, but then I actually started playing volleyball. And when I was a freshman, I didn't make the volleyball team, and like these guys encouraged me to join the swim team. Okay. Which is like the greatest decision that I've ever made.
Okay. So Grace, you had a terrific meet. Tell me a little bit about what you accomplished this last weekend.
I broke my pool record that I had at Marysville in the 100 back, and along with breaking that, I broke my brother's pool record too, so that was pretty cool.
So I saw that in the paper, and it sounded like it was pretty blasé. I don't know, if I were the older brother and my younger sister broke my pool record, I'd be a little bit more worked up than it sounded like. Tell me what really happened.
Well, honestly, he's not the type to be angry about that. He was actually really proud of me. He's always shown me the best support. So he texted me and was like, "Nice job," and I was like, "Thanks." And that's about it.
So, what's your favorite event?
My favorite event would be the 100 backstroke. It's the one that I do in almost every meet. So,
Why do you like that best?
I started out liking backstroke because I didn't like holding my breath under the water, and I could breathe the whole time. So that was basically it, and then I just moved on from there.
Okay. Now, so Alexa Red, how did you get started?
I was really bad at dance at 4 years old. Same with Ken. I got put in the rec program when I was younger, and then through some family friends, they put me into the Blue Water program, and I've just loved it since I was 8 years old, and it's taken off, and I've done the high school, and I love it.
So tell me, how many miles do you swim each week, do you think? Any idea?
Miles, probably good 30.
Good 30.
That's
I
amazing.
was just doing 25, 30.
So what events do you do?
I do the 50 and 100 freestyle.
Okay.
So fast ones.
The fast ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Jane, how about you? How'd you start?
I think I was about 10 or so, and a lot of my friends were swimming Blue Water, so I just decided I'd try it out.
So mainly it's peer pressure.
Yeah, it's peer pressure.
That's how this works.
But
yeah.
I stuck with it.
What do you like about swimming?
It's a lot of hard work, I think, but I guess the team is what makes it worth it. It's just very fun to be with them. And get to win with them.
Yeah. How about goal setting? I mean, I know you have to have goals. Tell me a little about some of the goals you set and how you accomplished those.
Well, I think the team last year had a big goal of winning max, and we didn't quite get that. We got second, and that's definitely fueling our goal for this year to definitely win it.
Okay. And how about personal goals? Do you kind of set a ladder of what you want to accomplish each year? Jane, how about you?
We actually made goal sheets this year.
Did you?
We put down the times that we wanted to go for our championship meet. So my personal one for the 100 breaststroke was a 1:20. So that's about 3 seconds from where I'm at right now.
Wow. And I assume during the year, as you progress, you get better and better, right? Do you prepare differently for special meets, Olivia?
I think definitely in the beginning of the season we were just training really, really hard and hoping for the best at meets, and then for certain big meets like 4 sports and max, we definitely take it down a little bit and focus on speed training for the big races.
Okay. So what's the difference, Red, between speed training and the miles?
Well, in the beginning, we've just put in lots and lots of hard work, and we're all dragging and we're all tired, and then near the end we do this thing called taper, where he lets up on the yardage for us. But then we have to hit our times in preparation so that when we hit the water, every time we hit the water, we're going as hard and as fast as we possibly can. And at that point, we all have a bit more energy than normal.
Sure.
So we're all kind of bouncing off the walls and driving him crazy.
That's when you know it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Coach, it sounds a little more scientific than maybe most people give it credit for. Which I think the image I was telling you before is you watch the bottom of the pool, you watch the ceiling above you. So, tell me a little about the coaching preparation for this.
I mean, I have a fantastic staff.
Okay.
I always say behind every great coach, there's awesome assistant coaches, and that is absolutely true of our program. I have a bunch of young men underneath me that give up their time. I mean, 20-year-old guys that should be out on a Saturday evening getting into mischief are having coaches meetings with me talking stroke technique about breaststroke or backstroke or where we need to be with some of the teams that are on the far side of the state. We put a lot of hours into designing practices and making sure that we're pushing them and then also giving them proper rest and proper fuel and feedback. I mean, just to put their head in the water, like you say, and chase the black line, you're only going to get so good and be conditioned. We do a lot of work with college coaches and ask, what are you looking for? And it's the same across the board. We're tired of getting incoming freshmen in top physical condition. We want the kids to be a student of their sport. And you see that with these girls. They talk about their goal setting, but I mean, they have their favorite quotes on there. It's posted around the pool. The captains took it upon themselves to make a team goal sheet and keep track of best times. We have what we call a best time bear. And over the course of the season, whoever cuts the most time, be it senior or freshman, they get this bear signed by the team, and that's the science behind it is, you really can't force anyone to work hard. You got to make sure they're motivated to do so. And, I think attitude reflects leadership. If I'm going to ask them to get up in the mornings and put all this hard work in, myself and my staff should be doing the same thing.
Yeah. So, do you know who's swimming next to you? Do you have any personal rivalries that you really get motivated by? Grace, I see you grinning. Is there someone out there that you're always watching?
Yeah, it's this girl from Hamilton. She swims for Hamilton. It's over on the west side of the state. And ever since freshman year at state, she's beat me by one place. I got 10th and she got 9th freshman year, and then it just went up from there. Like sophomore year, I got 6th and she got 5th. And this year, I got 2nd and she got 1st.
Okay.
So I'm definitely chasing her.
Yeah, she's in the sights, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you know who's next to you? I mean, especially here in local?
Yeah, and here we all swim together and we're all friends, so that kind of pushes it too. And some of the other teams from other, like Marysville, they swam blue water too.
Right.
So we know the swimmers, so it's nice getting up on the block knowing, oh, I know who this person is, but it also pushes you a little bit more because you're like, I can't lose this race.
Yeah, okay. Olivia, what are some of the responsibilities of the captain for the team?
Oh, well, there's a lot. Like, you just have to, like, make sure that you're always, like, leading by example, like, because if you're not doing something, then, like, the rest of the team won't do it. So, like, when it's time to stretch and stuff, you just have to make sure that, like, you're ready to go. And, like, there's a lot of stuff we do behind the scenes. Like, we're doing a bottle drive right now, and, like, it's our job to make sure that all the bottles get returned and all the money's taken care of, and just, like, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. So, Jane, your coach talked about getting up at 5 o'clock. So, what's the toughest thing? I mean, is that
toughest.
alarm clock the hardest thing that you do?
Yeah, I would say getting up for morning practice is tough. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me, girls, what's the hardest event for you? I mean, is it because it's something longer or shorter? What's your toughest event?
I think the toughest is probably the 500, but it's also my favorite. So it's just the longest one, so you really have to, like, work on pacing it, but it's a lot of fun.
Grace, what about for you?
Mine would be probably the 50 freestyle, just because I can't get up to speed fast enough. It's just not there.
How about you, Red?
I'd say the 100 breaststroke because I just am not good at breaststroke. It's awkward.
How about you, Jane?
I would say mine is the 100 breaststroke, even though I swim that because it's my favorite. So I put a lot of work into it. So
some pressure
tough.
on yourself.
Yeah.
So we've talked about it, but I've always thought one of the key things about having a good team is having fun. What are some of the fun things you guys do as a team?
So like Coach Ken said, we have the best time bear for the end of the season, and we also have a poster where we put stickers by the girls' names when they get a best time. So we just try to encourage the girls and keep it positive, and that helps us have fun.
How about you, Olivia? What other things do you guys do?
Every year we do, like, a team float down at the beginning of the year, which, like, really kicks everything off, and it's, like, super fun. And we do, like, team sleepovers, and we just all are so close that we just love to spend time together. And I think that, like, we're just always laughing, so it's, like, hard for us not to have fun, even when we're not supposed to be having fun. We usually are.
Now, do you have I was thinking, a spread of ages and grades, right? You had freshmen on the team, and so how do you work with some of the freshmen, Red?
Well, we have this thing that we like to do. It's called Big Sister, Little Sister.
Okay.
So we pair up an upperclassman with an underclassman to try and show them the ropes and stuff. If they have any questions, they can always depend on their sister. And for every home meet, we like to give them a little bit of gifts and stuff, kind of keep it fun. And then that way, like, they'll feel more welcome, and they don't feel like there's a divide between the upperclassmen and the lowerclassmen. We're all just one big team, not just individuals.
That's kind of neat. So, just a general question. What have you learned most from being on the swim team? Grace, what's your takeaway, as they call it?
Definitely hard work pays off.
Okay.
Because the more you put in, the more you're going to get out of it, and I firmly believe in that.
Anything else? What else, girls?
I would say just having relationships with other people is important, and I have some very strong friendships with the girls on this team, so
That's terrific. Well, Coach, great set of girls and really a terrific year so far. You've got a couple of key meets coming up. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things on the horizon here?
Yeah, this evening we go against Utica Ford. So that warm-up starts at 5, meet will start at 6. But Thursday is our St. Clair relays, and it's always built up very big this year. We had a very close meet earlier in the season against Utica Eisenhower, or Ike as they're called. We won by 4 points.
Wow, okay.
And that was our closest one to date, and the girls knew they would have a challenge on their hand with them. They're going to be back at our pool this Thursday for our relay meet, so we're very prepared for that. You know, it's going to be very, very important to put best foot forward there. And then MAC's coming up. We're MAC White, so the MAC Championships, the girls are looking to avenge their second place finish from last year. So those are the two on the horizon, you know, and then the state championship at the end of the year.
Okay.
Looking to place as best we can. Girls are chanting wooden mitten. They want to bring home some hardware. So we'll see how well we can do.
I like that, wooden mitten. That's very good. Well, again, thanks very much for stopping by. Really a great time talking to you. Learned a lot about it, and Coach Sygit, just a nice set of girls here, and you can see why you're so successful. You really can.
Thank you.
So that wraps up our show. I want to thank our crew today on camera. Again, Shelby Newman, Paul Dingeman. Our director was John Rowling. We want to tell you a little bit about our show times, and so you know as well, if you want to DVR it or something, we are on Thursday and Friday at 2, 6, and 10, and we're on online at watchctv.org. Again, our guests today were Coach Ken Sygit, Jane Wentrick, Grace Shinsky, Alexa Red Smith, and Olivia Barnes. And this is John Carter saying good afternoon, and thank you for watching Press Box.